What I want to do now is try a 3D version using our 3D menu. So let's go ahead and select all of our letters here, and let's hit X on our keyboard, and we're going to get rid of the stroke for now. I'm going to grab one letter at a time. I'll go to Effect, 3D, Extrude and Bevel, and I'm going to hit Preview just to see what it looks like. Pretty cool. I'm also going to try to put a bevel on it. Okay, let's see what a classic looks like. I'll hit OK, and I'm going to zoom in. It looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and do the same thing with the other letters. I tend to like to do one letter at a time so that if things slow down to a ridiculous point, for example, earlier before I recorded this particular lesson, I had a black stroke around this letter M, and when I was experimenting with different bevels, one of them pretty much froze Illustrator. Because as I mentioned earlier in the tutorial, sometimes, not always, a stroke can really mess up the 3D tools. So I'm going to grab this guy here, go to Effect, Apply Extrude and Bevel, and we'll go here and do the same thing. Don't forget, every effect you add lives at the top of this menu. So every time we choose something different, it replaces what's up here. And all we have to do to apply it to something new is click here on the selected object. So this is looking kind of cool, actually. So this is a very simple bevel, but what I'm going to do is once again experiment. I'll grab this M and I'm going to put a stroke on it. So here we go. Okay, doesn't look too good at all, actually. That bevel kind of doesn't look good at all. So let's go ahead and get rid of that again. But as you can see, we have a new version of this logo. To accentuate it, what we can do is select all of the letters, and let's go to the Draw Behind mode in our drawing options. And let's grab a rounded rectangle and draw right in the middle of the letters a rectangle. And let's hit X on our keyboard to get back to our fill color, and let's give it a dark color, like a really dark blue or purple or something like that. I'm going to deselect it, and as you can see, we have a different version of this logo. If you really want to experiment some more, don't forget we also have the Draw Inside method here, and we can draw inside there and add some kind of squiggly line. So I'm going to choose a bright color, and I'm going to do this inside of this shape here and see what we have. So as you can see, you can experiment quite a bit with the logo that you create inside of Illustrator. You can go with something that's a plain old 3D effect, or something that looks a little flatter as we did in our original version. So what we're going to do next is one last experiment. We're going to now go to Photoshop, for those of you who have Photoshop, and we're going to try to apply an actual metal texture to this logo. So let's go ahead and head over to Photoshop after we get ready to save this guy in the Photoshop format.